Summer is here, but it's getting close for students to head off to college. Joining me now, Jessica Teslowitz, to give us some tips on finding the best dorm room on a dime. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is so important for so many people because I know all the kids are excited and the parents are like, I'm excited, but we do have a budget. So what is the first step people should do when they're shopping for a dorm room?
Absolutely. I would say create a list. Go back to the basics. What are things that you truly need? And what are things that you actually just really want, right? And then we're going to budget first for those things we need so that we know we have all of those met and we can afford them. And then if you have the money in your budget afterwards to meet your wants, then we can go for the decorations and kind of the things that aren't essential.
Perfect, because most people go for shiny first and then forget the important things.
Absolutely.
So what's your best tip if you really need to save some money? What do people need to know first?
Absolutely. I would say start by shopping from home, right? The things that you already have that you've been used to living with are actually going to provide you that little bit of comfort whenever you are in a new place, but it's also going to be free, right? Things that you've used for many years that are still useful, or things that don't need to be super shiny and, you know, brand new, like pillows and towels, things like that.
I know it's always fun just to go shopping and from a clean slate, but not always the smartest thing to do. Now, what are some creative ways that you can make the space that they're going to be living fun and manageable?
Definitely. I would say give DIY a try, right? Maybe you can shop online marketplaces, thrift stores, garage sales, but I would say even if you can't find exactly what you're looking for, get something that you can make work, right? Find something that you can paint, find something that you can kind of spruce up and make your own.
Perfect idea. Now, is it important to kind of know what the dorm room's going to look like before you start thinking of all these things?
Absolutely, and I would say it's super important to speak with your dorm mates and make sure that you guys aren't bringing duplicates, right? You don't want to spend money on things that they're already going to have, and make sure you know what is allowed within your dorm room. Maybe it's not the coffee maker, maybe it's not the toaster. Know what's actually allowed there, and yes, measurements of the size of bedding you're going to need, all of those things will help in advance.
Genius idea on the duplicates, because I know everybody has the same great idea and they all bring 3 printers. And you don't need
absolutely.
that. So as they're living on their own, financial independence is going to be so important to manage your own money in addition to their own lifestyle. How do they do that?
Yes, I would say the #1 rule of any budget and becoming financially independent would be expenses cannot exceed your income, right? Know how much money you have, know what is at your discretion, right? A lot of students leave college with an amount of debt from student loans, books, all of the things. Don't let your dorm room be one of those, right? Know what your budget is going in, the money you have to spend, and then setting a limit so that you don't exceed that and go into debt for something that is truly temporary.
Great point. Now, what is a downfall you kind of see, like, hey, be careful, those credit cards are going to get you, or is there something they need to be aware of?
Yes, I would say if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You're going to be offered a lot of things in college, like sign up for this card for, you know, this item, or sign up and we can give you these things, or, and it does sound great, but just make sure you know what you're getting into. And I would say make sure you have enough money to cover your basic needs before you choose, if you choose to do so, before you choose to take on a line of credit or an amount of debt, because it's going to be more expensive when you pay it back.
That it will. And finally, how long should they budget for?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say begin with what you have, right? Maybe you're getting paid every 2 weeks right now, and maybe that's as far out as you can think. Start there, and then try and budget for a month. Try and create a budget for 3 to 6 months. We do ultimately want to get to an annualized budget, but for a new student starting college, that might seem a little far-fetched, but start where you can. Start with what you have.
Wonderful ideas. If you prepare now, it's going to help so much more later.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jessica. Again, to schedule a workshop for your school or organization, give them a call, 405-319-2185, or you can email them at financialeducationdepartment@tinkerfcu.org.